Just hit the subscribe button, the red button, underneath this video over to the right, and that'll sign you up on my YouTube channel. And then you can hit the small bell icon, so a little bell will go off and tell you each time I've started to broadcast a new one. I hope you enjoy it. We're confronting a first in our politics, a woman who is running for president, whose political career was launched and would not have been launched were it not for an affair that she had with a prominent older man. Kamala Harris had an affair with Willie Brown, 40 years older than she, in the early 1990s. Brown was the Speaker of the California State Assembly and went on to become the mayor of San Francisco, and was known throughout his career as the boss of San Francisco, the key person in deciding who got ahead and who didn't. And for several years, he was romantically and publicly linked to Kamala Harris. At the start of their relationship and her career, when she was still in her late 20s, had just become an attorney. She had a job as an assistant district attorney at the Alameda County DA's office. But it didn't pay much, and while she had that job, Brown appointed her to a prestigious position on the California Unemployment Insurance Board and also on the Medical Assistance Commission, both lucrative jobs paying a fair amount of money. Then when Kamala switched jobs and worked in the San Francisco District Attorney Office, after 2 years she decided to run against her boss. She had just turned 39. And her boss was a two-term incumbent in his 60s who was very powerful and unlikely to be defeated. But with Willie Brown's intervention, his fundraising, his endorsement, and his help, she was able to overcome him and get her first major job as the district attorney of San Francisco. Brown was asked about his role in her career, and he said, "Yes, I may have influenced her career by appointing her to 2 state commissions when I was Assembly Speaker. I certainly helped her with her first race for district attorney in San Francisco. But I've also helped the careers of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Governor Gavin Newsom, Senator Dianne Feinstein, and a host of other politicians. He helps all the girls." But this is a potentially serious issue. And should we take at face value the accomplishments and resume of a person who basically helped get her position through ways that we would not consider to be above board, or at least reputable politically. And Harris went from good fortune to good fortune. She went from DA in San Francisco, very close election, she narrowly won, toppling the incumbent. 4 years later, she was routinely reelected. And then she ran for Attorney General in California, normally a very important and very difficult race. But in that year, Jerry Brown had returned from retirement and was running for governor against Meg Whitman. And everybody was focused on that race. Nobody paid any attention to any of the down-ballot races. And that included the race for Attorney General. And because of that, and because of the massive support that Brown was able to give her, she was effective, she won, and she was elected Attorney General, re-elected easily 4 years later. Then she ran for the U.S. Senate seat. And under California's rules, all candidates run together, and the top 2 run it off, regardless of whether they're Democrat or Republican, if nobody gets a majority. And Kamala Harris was pitted against a former Congressman, Loretta Sanchez, who had no chance at all of winning. Harris spent almost $10 million, Sanchez spent $3 million, and she was just overwhelmed. And much of that money was raised with the assistance, again, of her godfather, Willie Brown. By then, the romantic relationship had been cut off, but still the political relationship survived. So Kamala Harris has advanced largely under the radar, winning a race for district attorney on the strength of her involvement with the political boss of the town, slipping in as the Attorney General in the year in which nobody was paying any attention to that race, getting elected to the Senate against a fellow Democrat, a very minor opponent. And now, after basically a cup of coffee in the Senate, 2 years, she's now running for president. On the basis of what qualifications? I've just written a new book, 50 Shades of Politics, which is unlike anything I've written before. It's a series of 100 short, 2 pages each, autobiographic essays and stories and vignettes and tales from my career in politics, my time with Clinton, my work in 40 countries around the world and in every state in the country. You can't buy it in bookstores, but you can online at Amazon.com. Thanks for watching.